Hello and welcome to a brand new adventure, and we're back in Blackpool and we're here at Madame Tussauds to go and check it out. So this is an attraction I've never visited ever. I did the previous incarnation of this, which was the Louis Tussauds Waxworks, which was a knockoff version, and I did that many years ago, but I've never done this Madame Tussauds. In fact, I can't recall if I've ever done a Madame Tussauds Waxworks museum. And I have got a Merlin pass, so that means I can do them all for free now. Now, the first thing I want to mention as you're coming in, the actual entrance to the building is not very aesthetically pleasing, not like the London one. It's just a bit grubby on the outside. And also, the last admission today, which is in September, is at 2:45, which I think is very early. Stuff like this should be open till 8, 9 o'clock, because the promenade is absolutely packed. And yet they're saying that if you don't enter before 2:45, you're not going to get in, which is a bit strange. Anyway, first point of call. Who's that? Old Mother Hubbard? Got Alison Hammond over there. He's pretty lifelike, to be fair. Yeah, they are pretty lifelike, these statues. Oh my God. Don't know why I looked down there then, but I did. Anyway, let's carry on. Again, the obligatory Merlin photograph on the wall as you're coming in. I hate those. The fact that they make you pose when you've got bags all over you and cameras and everything like that. We're now in the Strictly Come Dancing section, obviously. Again, I hate this show, so it means nothing to me. I'm not a big fan of Strictly at all. I don't mind ballroom dancing, just not a fan of the cheesy BBC One production that is Strictly Come Dancing. They've got some of the original costumes and things on display in here as well. It's not just waxworks. So as you come through, you then head through this tiny door. You've got the little desk here as well where you can have your picture taken with the paddles. I do like that. Little interactive sections and things. Okay, looks like we're heading upstairs. E.T. there on his bike, look. Yeah, I remember the old one, like I say, and I remember coming in and going up the stairs, and I do remember they had a dungeons in the basement, which was very good, like a museum of horrors or something it was called. I don't think that is there anymore. It's probably still in the basement, but you can't go downstairs now. It is literally up. Right, looks like we're entering the jungle of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And for some reason, we've got David Attenborough in the jungle. So this is like a modern streamer room. Dan Tom, who's that? I have no idea. Oh, sorry, Dan TDM. He must be a famous streamer or something. Absolutely no idea who that is. But I must admit, that is so realistic, because I thought that was a real person when I came up the stairs. It's quite convincing. Yeah, I'm not the only one who didn't know who he was. Everybody in there is walking in going, who? Yeah, I mean, it's obviously for the youngsters. All the kids knew who it was. Okay, we've got a little bridge to walk over the escalator. Oh, it's a bouncy bridge as well. If you don't get the lighting right on some of these models, they do look fake as soon as you get near them. Unlike the Dan TDM one, which I thought was pretty good. Got Brian Cox. Gravitational pull is strong. Again, because the lighting's on his head, you can see the reflection. It is smaller than the potato radius. Quite tall, actually. Because you've got to remember as well, these figures are life-size. So, it is really tall. So we've got to join Ant and Dec for a bush tucker trial. I've got to say, Dec looks good, Ant not so much. That's a bit of a strange-looking nose and face. Yeah, they're very short in real life as well, so I have met them years ago. You can tell this is fake because you don't have the goggles, the safety goggles. Does look convincing though. Very convincing. Okay, on to the next section. Alan Carr. It's quite convincing. There's a little gallery here showing you how they make the waxwork figures with the eyes and everything. And also, oh, that's quite scary to look at. It shows you how they paint the faces. Yeah, that's quite freaky to look at that. And yeah, the blank one without the paint on it. Yeah, I'm sensing a football theme or a sports theme coming up. Yep, here's all our sporting heroes. Stanley Matthews. The actual World Cup there. Presume that's a replica, unless it's been loaned.
Future hero detected. Serious committed detected.
I'm sure Wayne Rooney had less hair than that last time I saw him. And Shearer. I didn't know Lewis Hamilton was so short. He's actually smaller than me. No wonder he can fit into those little cars. You always think some celebrities are bigger than what they actually are, don't you? But he's tiny. We've got some more in here. Famous darts players. I couldn't tell you a single darts player. That's a pretty lifelike figure, that one. The other one, not so much. Again, you can see the shine on that one, but this one looks natural. Nicola the Lioness Adams. Good old Muhammad Ali. Now he is tall, very tall. We've obviously run out of ideas for things to put in this section. It now just houses some random arcade halfway round and a cafe. So they've obviously not got anything to put in here, waxworks wise. Thor. That's a lifelike one. He's quite tall as well. Again, I'm not really into Marvel, but I do know who some of these are. But Hulk. Some random bits of damage. Iron Man. I do know who that is. What I like about these is you can get your picture taken even if you're not with anybody. So it's saying to stand on the selfie spot and then it will take a pose. So I thought maybe it's a good photo opportunity. But you've got to view them at the desk. So they're just selling you a picture. Yeah, no thanks. I thought it was going to take a picture for you and maybe email it to you for free since you paid all that money to come in. I thought they might be helping people to get selfies and take a picture, but all they're doing is getting you to take pictures like this with Spider-Man and then selling you them at the front desk as you exit. Nah, I don't like money grabbing like that. All the ones in the exhibits, apart from the one as you're coming in, but all the ones in the exhibits should be free. They should literally email them to you for free. It's just a picture. I could take it on my phone, do you know what I mean? I've never been a fan of like all these upcharges, especially when you pay extortionate prices to get into attractions. I don't mind a couple of upcharge things, you know, like attractions that are not related to what you're paying for, but to get a picture with a waxwork figure, nah. Anyway, we're entering Coronation Street. Now, I do believe this is left over from the original Louis Tussauds waxworks, although it may have been updated by Tussauds, the Madame Tussauds. Yeah, I remember this section. Yeah, definitely been updated because David Platt wasn't in it. Fun fact for you, Jack P. Shepherd that plays David Platt in Coronation Street, I actually know him. He's one of my old friends from years ago. We've actually done shows and things together. There you go. Bit of an interesting fact for you there. Yeah, well, interesting for me anyway. Yeah, this is definitely been updated. It's not as corny as it was. I remember the figures in here being a bit dodgy. Yeah, the Jack and Vera one's definitely been updated. I've actually got a picture of me stood with these probably 20 years ago, and they were very dodgy. Okay, we're into the Rover's Return now. We've got Ken and Deirdre in here. Just sat in the Rover's Return, having me coffee. How northern of me. I'm just sat here with my old friend anyway. It's my old mucker, Deirdre Barlow. Anything to say, Deirdre? No, nothing. We've got Ken Barlow stood over there. I've noticed how they've kept them separate. I do like this little section. Like I said, this is an upcharge because it's a bar where you can buy drinks, but this kind of fits in with what you're doing. It's a Rover's Return pub and you can get a drink. So I do agree with this kind of upcharge. You can have a little sit down with Deirdre, bless her. Okay, into the modern Corrie section. This looks like the backyard of the Rovers. Kim Marsh from Hearsay. And I'm surprised and amazed that I knew who most of them were. It's not all of them, actually. You can have a go on a drum kit here for the Beatles. And a mock-up of the old cavern in Liverpool. And the Beatles on Abbey Road crossing. And from here, that's pretty good. Looks amazing, actually. Okay, where we're heading next, so that was the pop star section. And that might be the old entrance to the dungeon, or the Museum of Horrors, or whatever it was called. Not anymore. So we've reached the bottom of the stairs. And this is the next section, old Tommy Cooper. This is themed more like a... Oh, we've got a mirror maze. This is themed like a seaside. Oh, I like this. I've got a camera in my hand. This is quite tricky. It's harder when you're looking through a camera lens. You can kind of see where some of the mirrors are. And one of his Diddy men. Yeah, that's, again, pretty lifelike, that one. I've got to feel where I'm going. I'm looking through the camera lens, so it's really hard. Got a big deck chair for you to sit in. Oh, another upcharge picture. Yeah, I did like the little mirror maze. Oh, Brucey. I've got to say the Barbara Windsor one isn't as convincing. Close up anyway. But she is tiny. Absolutely tiny. Morecambe and Wise. Oh, one of my childhood faves here. Sooty. Although they're not the real teddies, they're just wax figures. That's a shame. I used to love Sooty and Sweet when I was a kid. Oh, Buckingham Palace. Wonder who's going to be in here. Oh, bless her. Her Madge. That is pretty lifelike, that one. You've got the corgi, look, having a wee. He's cocked his leg up having a wee on the pillar. Love that. And William and Kate are quite accurate. So far, these ones are the best ones because they probably didn't want to disappoint them. Oh, Charlie Boy. Or HRH now. King Charles III. Still seems weird saying that. We're heading into the festival section. Got old Ed Sheeran there. That's a pretty good one as well. What's this? Oh, you can do your own wax hands. So you can make your own wax figures and moulds of your hands. I've just been to the toilet, and I've got to say, I do like how the actual toilets are themed to the festival as well, because they're in the festival section. I do like that. Very apt. KSI, another vlogger. I couldn't tell you what he does for a video because I've never watched one, but I know who he is. Again, this one's pretty convincing. Does look like Harry Styles. I find that some of them are a bit dodgy and some of them are really good. It's like really hard to work out. Colin Firth. It's really hard to work out who they are sometimes, but if you ever came into the Louis Tussauds waxworks that was in here, that was horrendous. Some of them looked like they were made at preschool. It was really bad, so it is an improvement on that massively. I do think Madame Tussauds do the best sort of wax figures. Kate Winslet, I think. So this is what I mean about some of them being dodgy. I think that's Kate Winslet, but you can't really tell. RuPaul there. And Lady Gaga, I think. Yeah, some of them are, like I said, really obvious, and some of them are terrible. Now this is where you pick up your photos if you were to buy them. And then into the exit gift shop as you come out. Yeah, typical Merlin, again, gift shop at the end. I don't think there's anywhere Merlin owned that doesn't have a gift shop at the end. I get it. People like to buy a little souvenir. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much. I was in there about an hour. Yeah, I'm sure when I did the original one, I was in there a lot longer because I do remember, like I said, they had the horror thing downstairs as well, so it was like an additional museum. Well, there we go. That is it. We're out. Like I said, about an hour in there. I did walk pretty fast. You could probably do an hour and a half in there. Yeah, they're not the longest of attractions. Like I said, I was in there about an hour and a half. And I'll put the price in down below so you can see whether you think it was worth the money. Now for me, if you're in Blackpool and the weather is terrible, unlike today, it's quite nice, then I get why people would go in all these sort of indoor attractions. It kills a couple of hours here and there. But if you're going to do them all, like the Tower, the Sea Life, Madame Tussauds, I can imagine it gets very, very pricey. But you can buy packages from Merlin. Or even better still, do what I did and buy a Merlin pass and you get everything for free. Even the theme parks, Thorpe Park, Alton Towers and everything like that. But typical Merlin, it's a bit run down in there, not the best frontage on it, and a lot of upsales inside, a lot of upcharge things, which I don't agree with, I never have. But all in all, it's better than what was there before. Well anyway, thank you very much for joining us here at Madame Tussauds in Blackpool. Hopefully I'll get to the London one soon. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.